Hey there, Sam Visnick here, Release Muscle Therapy. In this video, I want to talk about how I deal with lower lumbar spine issues with my Release Muscle Therapy system. Now, when we look at the lumbar spine, there's some pathology that can occur there, disc bulging issues, degeneration, stenosis, and so forth. And these are not things that we can directly do much about. Those are situations where either they're surgically operable situations or they're not, and they're just stable. What we can do a lot with is all of the support structures around that area. Now, those support structures, what I'm talking about is the muscular system, the connective tissues, and of course, all of the supporting joints. The supporting joints in that area are namely going to be the hips in particular, and of course, the other vertebrae in the spine. Now, this is a really important concept to understand because the lumbar spine itself does not have a lot of movement. Okay, and contrary to what most people believe, there's not a whole ton of movement in the lumbar spine where discs and so forth and nerves are sliding around. Actually, what's happening is that lumbar spine is fairly stable. What does move a lot is the structures that are above and below. The structure above is the thoracic spine. The thoracic spine is the very mobile portion of our spine that allows us to do a lot of side bending and combination of rotation movements. So if that thoracic spine is really stiff and rigid, a lot of people are hunched and they don't have much movement, then a lot of those forces are going to be transmitted into the lumbar spine, and that can cause us problems. Below it here, we have the point where the pelvic bones meet the sacrum. That's the bottom bone at the bottom of the spine, and this is a joint that does not move very much, if at all. So we don't really concern ourselves too much with the sacroiliac joint itself, but instead the next thing down. The next thing down is where the thigh bone sits inside of that socket in there, so it's a ball and socket, and we call that the hip. The hip has a lot of movement to it. So if the hip gets stuck, doesn't move very well, doesn't have good range of motion, then what's going to happen is we are going to transmit a lot of those forces to the lumbar spine. So we have this area, the lumbar spine, that is sandwiched between these two areas where there is supposed to be a lot of movement, and a lot of times people are rigid and inflexible in those areas. This presents the concept that we always talk about with my systems is the area where the pain is not necessarily where the problem is. The area where the pain is where the nerve sensitivity is. Now, we obviously want to calm down that nerve sensitivity. Massage work in that area, stretches and so forth are great for that, but we also want to address all of the other areas that can be contributing to that. Okay? Now, this is just a short primer on lumbar spine stuff and how I look at this, but of course we can't just look at the thoracic spine, we've got to look at the head and neck, we can't just look at the hip, we've got to look downward as well, all the way down to the floor. All of these factors are going to impact the issues with the lumbar spine. A lot of people come to me and say, I stretch my back, I get massage therapy in my back, it doesn't last. It only lasts for a day or two, or my chiropractic adjustments don't last. Well, that's very easy to understand if we're not addressing a lot of those other areas. If there is constant chronic tension in one area, let's say the low back, then my question for you is, where is there not enough tension? There may not be enough tension in the abdominal muscles. There may not be enough tension in the glutes or in some of the other primary areas of stability here, the oblique musculature. What's going on there? So if we're constantly relying on our lower back muscles for stabilization because of imbalances elsewhere in the chain or threat or guarding that we have in that area because maybe we're afraid to move it, then we're going to be dealing with perpetual chronic tension in that area. So my job with Release Muscle Therapy is to go through this area strand by strand of muscle fiber, identify the areas that are highly sensitive, may have trigger points in them, and so forth. We are going to relax those muscles, which is usually very highly effective because a lot of people have not had a lot of specific therapeutic work done into these areas, may have had general low back massage, right, but not going through strand by strand and getting to all of these muscular attachments. Then second of all, what we're going to do is we're going to restore strength and endurance and mobility to all of the other areas surrounding this to sustain our results and get it to stick. Now that process is going to depend upon what the primary factors are. Maybe you do have some degeneration in the spine. Maybe you do have disc issues and we have to take that into account, but that strategy that I just talked about is pretty much the same. We have to go through all of that and identify the problem areas and give them specific targeted approaches. Doing general planks, doing general bird dogs, and cookie cutter exercise programs helps some people, but a lot of people it does not help, which is probably why you're watching this video. So that's just a short rundown of how I deal with lumbar spine problems, in particular looking at all of those areas around it to make sure that everything is dealt with in a balanced way. So I hope that's helpful. Sam Visnick here. I'll see you next time.